Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, welcome to today's update. We're going to be doing just a technical analysis short-term update on what's happening across the board when it comes to the stock market, S&P, Dow Jones, and so on and so forth. And the Nasdaq, the S&P technical analysis and what's been going on, and that's what we're going to be focusing on. Plus, we'll be looking at the other indices as well too. So let's get straight into it right now. On a technical basis, guys, what we're seeing here on the daily charts, and the best way to be looking at the markets is, firstly, let's actually just take all the trend lines off. Is what you want to do is you want to bring up, say, roughly around 6 months worth of data on the screen. The worst thing you can do, the wrong thing you can do is do this. See what I just did there? I just zoomed right into like the last sort of maybe a few days. I can't see anything there. What I mean by that is I can't see anything there is one of the best ways for us to be able to read the markets and try to gauge, right? Because we're always trying to see, are we continuing the trend? Are we reversing the trend? Are we likely to see a pullback soon? We're trying to get these signs. And the best sign is a trend analysis sign, which is what? Higher highs and higher lows. And until we stop doing these higher lows, then the trend's likely to continue. And if we break that low like that, like Bitcoin did recently, then that's when we're likely to probably start to maybe get a pullback or maybe even see a crash like we saw with Bitcoin. So the whole purpose is that if you're looking at this here, the reason why we bring it back to a lot more data, even for 3 months, preferably 3 months on a minimum, and even 6 months there. But you want to look at that to see where we are at on the charts. And we can see that I also use two moving averages, the 52, which is this one right here, and the 20, and that's that gives me a gauge on where the overall trend is. So, but the first and foremost thing is the actual chart itself. So what you want to do is you always want to be looking at the chart or the market itself, and not the indicators, not RSI or stochastics and stuff like that. You want to be looking at that first, okay? Because sometimes they can be overbought or be oversold and so on and so forth. It's the chart first, indicators second, all right? So for me, it's the chart first, for its moving average second. So you always want to be gauging it. The reason why is because sometimes we can be overbought, or, there might be times where, say, through here, we've got a bit of an overbought, or maybe there's a divergence sign and it looks like the market's going to crash and we're getting divergence on the stochastics or the RSI, and then it just does that on us. Make sense? So it's always be looking at the highs and lows. And as you can see, what's been happening here on the Dow Jones is we made a low, a higher low, wave up, wave down, wave up, wave down, higher low. We've had a wave up, and see how this is all one wave? And then we came down through here, higher low, bit of a double bottom, and now we're rallying back up. So as you can see, we're still making these high lows in the market. And so to me, we're making these higher lows in the midst of a time where we haven't been doing much at all. You see this sideways range through here. That's actually, the market's just resting now. That's actually a pretty powerful bullish sign. This is a powerful bullish sign that we're likely to continue in the markets. And the bullish sign is that we hold and we pause for a while. A lot of the times when you see the market hit a point of reversal, it'll hit a point, but it won't pause, it'll reverse, right? You'll hit a point and you do that, and then you'll start to reverse. What happens here is if the market runs up and then pauses for a while, there's a really good chance that we're resting here. This is the resting phase in the Dow Jones. And then we're likely to start to see something like that. So we've got a real good probability we're going to break out of this. And when we break out of this, we're breaking out of the resting phase, and now we're starting to, it's like a runner, right? You rested, you stretched, you've been warming up. That's that resting phase. And when we get to the blocks and we start to run, when the market breaks out, that's like the runner starting to run the race. And therefore, we're likely to start to see another leg to the upside. Like we see here, a leg to the upside, a leg to the upside, a leg to the upside. Moving over now through to the S&P 500, and the same thing, right? Keep it really simple. And you notice on my charts, I have a very, very simple basis. I don't have grid lines and all that sort of stuff. The most important thing to you as a trader, right? Not so much as an investor. An investor is like buying and holding for 12 months or a couple of years. All right, now I do believe good simple trend analysis like this, but done on the weekly charts, is good for your long-term investing, and I do that myself. But as a trader, if we're trying to see what's been happening right now to get a gauge, are we continuing the trend, are we not, and so on and so forth, we always want to get a gauge on where we are at. And so therefore you can see I have nothing in the background but white and then just black bars. Now the reason why I do that is because trading is an emotional game, right? So, but if we're trying to remove the emotion as much as possible from that, and so therefore we're trying to make good decisions. And the more we can remove the emotion from the markets, the more we can do, the better decisions we make. And I have always found, for me personally, if I just have black bars, I'm not looking at red and green. Because if I open up my computer the next day and I'm hoping to see a green candle, but I'm getting a red candle, I'm going to freak out, right? But if I just see black bars, I'm like, okay, let's just see what's been going on here. And so once again, you can see the same thing for the S&P. And the reason why this trend analysis is so important is that if I bring up, say, the last, let me just blow this chart up here for a minute. Let me bring up the last, say, 1 year. If you look at the major swings in the S&P 500, what have they been doing? We made a low, rallied up, higher low, rallied up, equal high, but look at this here, slide higher low, rallied up, and look at this here, then it started to continue up, and then we made what? Another higher low. These small little dips here are not really strong, sort of significant highs and lows. And then the market rallied up, and then we came down, made what? Another slight higher low, rallied up, and now a significant, see how this higher low here is much significant to this low here? And then we rallied up again, and now we're doing this, and now we're doing this. So as you can see, this whole time, if you've been trying to call a top in the markets, the top of the markets has been a gamble, and you've been hoping and wishing. But this whole time, we've continued to make these higher lows in the markets, and here's just another higher low. We ran up, we pulled back, and then away we go. And the higher lows will stay like this. The warning sign will be a breaking of that low. If we get something like this, where we hold here and then we break that previous low, that's going to be the warning sign. This is the number one warning sign to say we are topping out and we're likely to see a crash. That's one of the most powerful signs, because it actually happened with Bitcoin. Let me actually bring up the Bitcoin chart just quickly. Let's actually just go to GPTC here for a minute. Actually, no, let's actually just go to Bitcoin. So if you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin did the exact same thing. And I'll show you this here. And guys, this is where charts can really give you a gauge, right? Major swing up, major swing down, major swing up, major swing down, major swing up, major swing down, major swing up, and major swing down. Look what happened here. Notice how we had higher low, higher low, higher low. What's this here? It's a slight lower low, right? Lower low. That's the warning sign. Then look what happened. We rallied up. Now we created a lower high and we broke. And as you know, we actually flushed down to around the 30,000 level. So as soon as we start to break these lows, that's going to give you the warning bells that, hang on a minute, the trend is now starting to end. And if we get it rolling over in a lower high, the sellers are in control. And so right now, the sellers are in control of Bitcoin until they start to change the tune again. So that's the reason why, guys, this is the number one sign, the biggest sign for the market that's going to crash is just that. Same for the Nasdaq as well too. We look at the Nasdaq for the last 12 months, very, very simple stuff, but we rallied up, we rallied down, rallied up, rallied down. Then we had a nice big rally up, nice overall move up. We're just looking at the significant ones, not these little ones, but the overall swings. Rally down, higher low. Look at this here. Look, another higher low and another higher low. So even though it's slide higher lows this whole time, low, higher low, slide higher low, just higher low, nice significant higher low, nice significant higher low, and nice, actually just a slight higher low, but it's still making a high low, even a bit of a double bottom, but it didn't break this low, did it? That's the key there. Now, if the Nasdaq does do something like that, where it breaks the low, guess what? Just like with Bitcoin, this is the warning sign that things may be coming to an end, and we may be then getting ready for a flush down to 11,000, or maybe even 10.5 to 10,000. That may be this is what we'll see first before we see the flush down. But until that happens, we could just be getting ready to do something like this, and then away we go again, continuing this overall big bull market. So the top's not in. We're likely to see another continuation, but this is the biggest warning sign that the stock market is going to crash, but it hasn't happened yet, so it's all good. Hey traders, John Howell here. I want you to join my next webinar where you will learn all about trading. You want to learn about trading, right? So come down, join my trading webinar, and you're going to learn about trading. On this webinar, you're going to be learning the secret number one. This is the one thing that all successful traders know and do that took me from $250,000 in debt to making a full-time income from trading, and why most traders suck and lose money. If you're losing money right now, you don't know why. Secret number one, you're going to learn exactly why and what to do about it. Secret number two, I'm going to teach you all the details and all the steps to my most powerful trading system on the planet for the last 16 years that gets over a 90% success rate. Wait until you see the system. It's simple. I'm going to break it all down. You're going to learn all the steps. And the beauty is that this works on any market. Stocks, futures, cryptos, options, metals, miners, any market out there. In fact, I'm going to share with you dozens of examples of how it's worked on silver, gold, some of the crypto stocks, using options as well too. Any market out there, you're going to absolutely love this. Wait till you see. I'm going to break it all down. And also, secret number three, I'm going to share with you not only my amazing trading system, but I'm going to show you my amazing and awesome scanning tool that scans over 3,000 markets, stocks, whatever market you want to find the most powerful trades in 30 seconds or less every day. Using this amazing scanning tool allows me to have all my trading done in 30 minutes or less. Once I go through all the stocks and find the trades, boom. And the best thing about this is, guess what? I trade for freedom. When I started trading, I wanted freedom. And not only do I have an amazing, powerful trading system, but now I also have an awesome scanning tool that allows me to find these trades well too. I'm going to share with you exactly what that is on this webinar. So this is what I want you to do right now. I want you to go to johnslivetraining.com, johnslivetraining.com, or there should be a link around the description. I'm around this page. Go click on the buttons. Click. Join me. I'm so excited to see you on my next webinar. I'm going to share with you all the details. If you're losing money and you're not sure why and you're stuck, secret number one's for you. If you're looking for an amazing trading system, secret number two is for you. And also secret number three, how now I can take my trading, have it done in 60 minutes a day, so I can go and enjoy my life and have freedom in my life as well. Go to johnslivetraining.com for my free webinar, and I'll speak to you real soon.